criteria for provision. Apa dia? Sekejap ya. Hello, ya. Cari yang dekat tempat sana tu lah. Kalau ada. Dekat yang dekat pasal sana tu lah. Okay, so IAS 7, so recognition for criteria for provision. So apa dia? How that you know that it is can classify as a provision? So mana?
An entity has a present obligation to transfer economic benefits as
itu susah you nak hafal nanti, compete dengan masa, right? So what you need to do is to answer like this. So the first one, number 1 here. Okay, first there are the 3 points. The first one, it is correct. You need to look at on the probable present obligation. Okay, and for that you need to look at on the legal or constructive. Remember, I did explain to you constructive obligation and legal obligation. That one is 1 point. And then the other one, apa lagi? Apa lagi legal you mentioned? Dia bagi tahu about present obligation and then?
transfer economic benefits.
Transfer economic benefits from?
Past.
Okay, you can see that. Transfer of economic benefit. Okay, then and then from past event.
Past event.
Okay, that's it. And then number 2, treatment of contingent liabilities. How you will treatment for contingent liabilities? Macam mana you nak buat treatment for contingent liabilities?
Disclose in financial statement.
Ni contingent tau. It is not disclosed dekat dalam financial statement because dia contingent liabilities. Yes, it is disclosed in the notes to the accounts. Ada syarat dia. If the likelihood, maksudnya the event is possible. There is a possibility of contingent liability. So, tadi kawan you bagi tahu dalam financial statement, it should not be included in the software. In the financial statement. Okay. What about contingent asset? Ini contingent tau, bukannya provision yang tadi kita buat. What about treatment of contingent, treatment of asset? Contingent asset. What happened?
Disclose in notes to the account.
Very good. Disambunglah ya. Disclose in the notes. If it's possible. If only it is possible. There is a possibility lah. Possible. Okay. Then it should not be included in this statement. Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question?
No.
Okay. Then let us look at on the other part of the question. Dia kata the directors of certain public, saya tak sekan dulu ya, explain how each of the above situation should be treated in financial statement for the year ended 31st March. So the first one, dia kata the director of certain public are preparing the financial statement for the year ended 31st March 2015 and have identified the following situation which may require some adjustments or disclosure in accordance with the requirements of IAS 37. So situation 1, recent changes to EU legislation require specific retaining for staff in relation to data protection to comply with the new legislation. At the year end, no retaining has yet taken place. The retaining is expected to cost 50,000. Maksudnya dia nak retain the staff. So, what happened for this situation number 1? Situation 1. What happened? Look at on the question. Kita kata recent changes to EU legislation will require specific retraining for staff in relation to data protection to comply with the new legislation. At the year end, no retraining has yet taken place. So the retraining is expected to cost 50,000. So, what can you say about this?
Obligation.
It is a legal obligation. Are you sure? Are you sure legal obligation? Yes, it is legal obligation sebab there are changes to EU legislation. But what happened to the certain public?
No retaining.
No retraining lagi. So if there is no retraining, jadi
No legal obligation.
yes, no legal obligation is there, but no present obligation. Tadi ingat tak masa kita jawab kat depan atas tu, dia ada present obligation, okay, and no present obligation. Why? Because the training, okay, the retraining, dia kata dekat sini, retraining has yet taken place. No retraining has yet taken place. Because the retraining not yet taken place. Okay. So, what happened?
Therefore, no provision for the cost.
No provision. Okay, so the company dia ada two choices. Dia boleh hire orang baru. Okay, dia tak payah retrain dia punya staff. Okay, to avoid sebab dia retraining the staff. So the company ada option. There is option to hire new workers, new employee. Okay, and then avoid the retraining. Dia bukan satu kemestian. Okay, that's why it is no legal obligation walaupun ada changes to the EU lah. Okay, so daripada dia kena cost 50,000, so better dia hire a new employee with the knowledge yang sama. Okay, as a result, no provision. Okay, pertamanya no training has yet been done, and then because of that one, no provision, no disclosure. Tak payahlah disclose, company tu tak buat apa-apa lagi. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Class? Okay. Look at situation 2. Okay. Hello, ya. Alamak. Beri je lah apa-apa yang patut. Itu keli. Boleh. Okay. Okay. So, an employee of certain public situation 2 was dismissed in November 2014 and immediate commence legal proceedings for wrongful dismissal. As at 31st March 2015, legal fees of 25,000 have been incurred in preparing to defend the case. So the claim for damages for wrongful dismissal from the employee's solicitor is 500,000. The legal advice that the directors have received is that the chances of the claim succeeding are remote. Ini ada remote case. So, what can you say about situation number 2? What can you say about situation 2?
No disclosure
Kenapa dia no disclosure?
because the
You have, first of
outflow
all,
of
you have,
economic benefit will be too remote.
okay, you have to look at first of all, is there any obligation? Is there any obligation? Look at dulu obligation. Macam I letak di
Yes.
atas ni, there is obligation. Where is it?
The
obligation. Tell me.
25,000.
The 25,000 is the obligation. Okay, dia kata as at 31st March 2015, legal fees of 25,000 have been incurred in preparing to defend the case. Okay. The claim for damages for wrongful dismissal from the employee's solicitor is 500,000. The legal advice that the directors have received is that the chances of the claim succeeding are remote. Like your friend mentioned just now, the keyword here is remote. Okay? And then, kalau you tengok, dia dismissed 2014 and this case is still going on. So, dia kena bayar apa-apa tak? Because of that. Do they include anything? So, bila dia tak bayar apa-apa, so therefore, no present obligation at the moment. They do not have to pay the employee lagi. Kenapa? Because mahkamah tak cakap apa-apa lagi about that one. Okay? Because the case is still going on. This is ongoing. So, sebab tak ada arahan daripada mahkamah lagi and then the case is remote, so therefore no provision. Tak sama macam provision for warranty tadi, where you have committed to pay to return back to pay some amount of money when you punya barang tu tinggal. So no provision for the damages. Okay. Okay, now yang atas ni dia tak buat training, dia boleh hire orang lain and then no provision of disclosure. This one, no present obligation because the case is ongoing and then no provision. What about the disclosure then? Do they have to disclose?
No.
Are you sure no? Are you sure no?
Yes, because of the contingent liability.
Oh, very good. Okay. You are to disclose dalam notes to the accounts, you kena bagi tahu user that ada employee yang summon them. Okay. Okay. Because of because of dia kena berhenti kerja tu. So they have to disclose as a contingent. As a contingency liability, okay, even though the case is remote, they have to mention it. Ini nanti you buat lah ayat-ayat dia. Even though the case is remote. Okay, tapi you boleh juga cakap, you boleh buat argument juga. Since it is remote, no disclosure. So, dia boleh opt for this too. So, I akan bagi markah lah mana-mana satu jawapan yang betul. Okay. Yang kawannya bagi tahu about 25,000 tadi, 25,000 tu they have been incurred, meaning dah berlaku dah. Okay, so legal fees dah bayar. So that's why it is better for you to disclose. 25k dah been incurred, 24 to 25k has been incurred. Okay, tapi tak ada present obligation because this is already past event. Okay, okay, next. And then you can also state it. Anything about this? Okay. Then situation number 3. So kalau dia dah have been incurred macam kawan you cakap tadi, I salah lah ya. Kawan you cakap tadi, there is legal fees dah incurred, have been incurred, I tak rasa loading have been incurred. It's because of they have already incurred the 25,000. So therefore, dia kena make provision for a present obligation yang only for this one, not for the 500,000 yang dia claim. Sebab the case ni kita tak tahu dia menang ataupun tidak. Now let us look at on S3, situation 3. Certain public completed a normal contract for a customer in April 2014. In December 2015, the customer discovered specific defects in the contract work performed and began legal proceedings against certain for damages and loss of revenue. So the directors strongly dispute the claim and are of the opinion that the customer's own staff caused the damage. At 31st March 2015, the legal advisors were unsure as to whether the outcome of the court action will find in the company's favor or not. So, ada present obligation tak? Ada present obligation tak? Yeah. You have present obligation for this one? Ataupun there is ada tak past event?
Yes.
Macam mana you tahu ada past event? How do you know it?
Because the discovered defects was in December 2014.
Okay, that one is correct. Satu lagi, sebabkan ayat dia past tense. Certain public completed the normal contract. So because of that, there is a past event. And then that past event, okay. Kunci rumah tinggal kan? Sekejap. Kunci rumah. Okay, so apa nak cakap tadi, you all ada past event. So dia completed event tu. Completed normal contract for a customer in April 2014. So this is a past event, kita kata dah complete. So macam definition of IAS 7 tu, dia ada economic outflow because of the past event. So and then dia ada defect, macam kawan yang cakap, dia ada defect. So ini lebih kurang sama dengan kita punya question 1 tadi tu, the financial statement. So there is a provision for the defect. The provision, okay. But now it comes to estimates dia. Ada satu dispute the claim, satu lagi yang tu damages, satu lagi yang loss tu. So therefore dia kena disclose sebagai contingent liability juga. So dia ada dua part tu. Satu dia disclose sebagai provision, satu lagi dia buat sebagai contingent liability. So this is supported by the fact that there is an uncertain outcome. Okay. and that is not wholly within the entity's control. So yang ni about the claim. So dia tak tahu, so that's why dia kena letak sebagai contingent liability. So if an estimate can be made, kalau ada dia bagi tahu amount, then it will be easy for us to do a provision. Sama macam yang kita tengok provision yang kat question number 1. Okay. So any question? Any question class? Any question? Any question? Any question class?
No, madam.
Then we look at on the other question. Here's more question in choice lah, ya. International Accounting Standard Board, IASB, have produced a conceptual framework document to assist them in producing and issuing International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS. So the document sets out the basic building blocks that are used to construct financial statement, and they are known as elements. So briefly identify and explain each of the 5 elements of financial statement. So apa dia 5 elements of financial statement? Tell me, class. Apa dia?
Asset, liability, equity, expenses.
Good. So you have asset, liability, equity, income ataupun revenue, expenses. So kalau you tengok markah ada kat sini 10 marks. So you have 5, maksudnya setiap satu it is equivalent to 2 marks. Okay. Then part B, explain the term international harmonization as it applies to financial accounting, and state one advantage and one disadvantage of achieving harmonization. So apa the international harmonization, class? What is it? What is international harmonization? What is it?
Process of developing one common set of agreed financial reporting standard.
Very good. So meaning it is a process of developing one common set of agreed financial reporting standards. There are 5 marks down here. So that one is 1 mark baru. Process of developing one common set of agreed financial reporting standard. That one is 1 mark. And then the other mark, kenapa dia nak kena develop one set of agreed standard?
So that it can be used by all entities throughout the global.
Okay. So used by the entity, okay, and then use it throughout the world. Sudah 3 dah. 3 marks. And then one advantage dia, bila dia ada international harmonization, what is it? Satu advantages.
Increase the comparability.
Okay, very good. Meaning they were comparable, understandable, and transparency. Disadvantages?
The need to include choices in standards.
Okay, because of different stakeholders, okay, different needs, okay. So because of there is a different needs, so you cannot cater all needs of the stakeholders, okay. So that will be because the their choices is different, okay. So that one is 1. And then the second one here. The International Accounting Standards Board, IASB, are responsible for producing and issuing international financial reporting standards. The IASB are also actively engaged in promoting international harmonization. Briefly outline the 5 stages likely to be involved in producing an IFRS, clearly identifying any other documents which may be issued during the process. So what is this? What is this?
First is to identify the subject or issue and appoint advisory committee.
Okay, very good. This one, I tunjukkan soalan ni sebab They're different from this question. Okay? I don't want you to confuse. This is the stages. You can refer to the slides. Okay? This one, they're not elements of financial statement. Can you see it? Can you see it? There is a difference between these two. Nampak tak? This one, they want it 5 stages. This one, they want 5 elements. So kalau 5 stages tu, like your friend said, you can refer to the slide. First of all, what you have to do is to identify the subject or any topic, okay? And then appoint working group, and then issue a discussion comment document, then receive feedback, and then consider any feedback, and then issue official IAS. Okay, so that one you can refer to the slides. So part B also the same, sama in part B. Okay, tapi you tengok the difference in the wordings that they stated down. So don't get confused. Explain what you understand by the term international harmonization. So this is what they want, yang sama macam tadi tu. In the context of accounting standard, providing one advantage and one disadvantage. Okay. Then the next one, you have this one. There are a number of international accounting standards which provide guidance on the recognition and measurement of a wide range of non-current assets in published financial statements. So explain the difference between tangible and intangible non-current assets, providing an example of each classification. So you have to look at here, you have 4 marks here. So tangible 2 marks, intangible 2 marks. So what is tangible then?
Tangible
Apa dia
assets
tangible?
have physical substance.
Okay, has physical substance.
For
And then come up with
example,
one example.
Property, plant and equipment.
For example, property, plant, and equipment. So you earn 2 marks. And then for intangible,
Intangible asset is identifiable non-monetary assets without physical substance.
without physical substance. And then,
For example,
The exam-
patents and copyrights.
okay, for example, patents and copyright. Very good. Now, a large company has for the first time ever chosen the revaluation option. Remember, IAS 16 ada 2 options. One, revaluation, and the other one is the cost model. So yang ni revaluation option for one of its many factory buildings as permitted by IAS 16 PPE. So outline the implication on the SOCI and the statement of financial position for the current year and future years, assuming no other changes to accounting policies. So kita dah buat dah question 1 tadi. When you have revaluation, what you will need to do. So dia nak current year and future year. Dalam SOCI and dalam SOFI. So dalam current year. So current year, what you need to do kalau ada revaluation? First of all, what you need to do? What? Come again? What is it?
Kira the depreciation.
Dia kena kira depreciation. Why they want to calculate the depreciation?
To see if there is any gain or loss in revenue.
Very good. So first of all, they want to calculate, they kena revalue dulu semua aset dia yang sama kelas. And then baru dia tengok higher asset ataupun and so on yang macam you cakap tadi tu, to calculate depreciation. To look at whether the value is higher or less. And then kalau higher depreciation akan dapat higher depreciation akan charge ke mana? Sama lah kan. You will need to look at on whether they manage to get dia kena compare net value tu, and then to look at kalau higher depreciation that value will be less, then they will get more gain on revaluation. Okay, and then for the future years, what happened to the future years then? Sama lagi, dia kena carry lah the value of the dia kena carry value of the asset, and then that's it lah, dia kena kira depreciation and dia kena report everything. That one is part B. Part C, align the circumstances necessary to allow recognition of an investment property in accordance with IAS 40. So, what is it?
Property held for rental.
Property held for rental,
Property held for capital appreciation.
property held for capital appreciation.
Not used for production, supply, and admin purpose.
Very good, very good. Not used for the normal cost of the business. And then,
Not for sale in
and
ordinary course of business.
very good. The property is not owner occupied. Dia tak guna benda tu. Complex asset. IAS 16 make reference to a special type of non-current asset known as complex asset. Briefly explain the term complex asset and provide an example of one such asset. So, apa dia complex asset?
An asset with each part of an item of PPE with a significant cost is depreciated separately.
Okay.
For
The first
example,
thing,
aeroplane.
okay. First thing, complex asset ni for large asset. Alright, dia for large asset. Accept dia sebab dia nak explain the term complex asset, dia bagi two mark dulu. Dia adalah for large asset and then the example of it is aeroplane. Okay. So tadi kawan kata dia kena calculate different depreciation for each of the item dalam complex asset. Okay, 2 marks dia punya. Okay. Okay, class?
Okay.
Any question? Okay. Now let us look at IAS 38. Ada salah question kot ni. Sekejap saya tengok ada salah question. Oh, salah. IAS 38 provides guidance on the definition and measurement of tangible asset in the financial statement. There's no difference between a tangible and intangible. Sekejap I stop share dulu. Salah. Okay. Madam. Okay, class. Okay, sorry for that mistakes. Okay, yang ni tak payah jawab lah ya. Yang tangible asset, complex asset tu dah settle. And then this one is tangible ni sama, lebih kurang. So, IAS 38. Ni sama. Tangible asset, this one pun sama. Macam intangible tadi tu. And what is important is IAS 7 yang ni. So, can you look at the IAS 37 yang ni? Okay. So let us look at on this IAS 37 here. So the International Accounting Standards Board, in its standard IAS 37, provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent asset defines a liability as a present obligation of the enterprise arising from past event. So the settlement of which is expected to result in the outflow from the enterprise of resources and embodying economic benefits and the provision as a liability of uncertain timing or amount. So yang these two question, I want you to do it on your own lah ya. So pada sesiapa yang do you have any problem with it, then you can ask me on these two question, okay? So identify and explain how the following item should be treated in the accounts of the relevant enterprise at the end 31st December 2015. Currently, no provision has been made by the company in the financial statement for any of the below issues. So number one, an ex-employee has started an action against the company for wrongful dismissal. So the company's legal team have stated that the ex-employee is not likely to succeed. So the following estimates have been given by the lawyers relating to the case. So the legal cost to be incurred whether the claim is successful or not, 5,000. The settlement of claim is successful, dia kena bayar 16,000. So the first thing to answer this question, you are to look at on the definition of IAS 7. I bagi tahu terus jawapan dia. First, you need to look at whether there is a contingency, an obligation. Ada tak dapat kita dapat obligation. So kalau dalam case yang ni, ex-employee tu is not likely to succeed, maksudnya kita yang akan dapat duit. So it will be contingent asset from the past event. Okay, dah berlaku dah. And then the occurrence, kejadian dia is not likely to succeed. So kita not sure, uncertain ya, uncertain future events and wholly within the control of the enterprise. So obligation kita tak tahu lagi. And then the transfer is probable. So we're not sure lagi because we do not know whether there is a settlement atau tidak. There is a reliable estimate. Dekat sini dah tahu dah. Kalau menang, kita akan dapat 15,000. But we have to incur the cost of the legal cost ni. So the legal cost 5,000 should be provided for the provision. Kena bayar, menang tak menang dia kena bayar. But for the claim here, it is not likely to be succeed. Okay, so no provision for this 15,000 sama macam yang kelas yang tadi tu. But this 5,000 you kena bayar dah. So a disclosure note should be made for the 15,000. So yang ni kena provide provision, this one kena provide disclosure. Okay. For number 2, the company has a policy of refunding the cost of goods returned by dissatisfied customers. Ini macam dalam soalan saya kita buat. Even though it is under no legal obligation to do so. So the policy of making refunds is generally known to the public. At the year end, returns totaling 4,800 have been made. So kalau you tengok dekat sini, an obligation can be legal or constructive. So in this case, the policy of refund have created constructive obligation. So ini constructive obligation lah sebab dia nak refund macam question number 1. So a provision for 4,800 sebab ini ada reliable estimate dia should have therefore been made. Number 3, a claim has been made against a company for injury suffered. Okay, itu baru jatuh tu. So legal advisor have confirmed that the company will probably have to pay damages of 100,000, but that a counterclaim made against the building subcontractors for 50,000 would probably be successful. Okay, sebabkan dia success, okay, so the claim 100,000 ni is probable. Okay. So ada present obligation of a result of a past obligating event. Sebab dah ada injury. Injury ni adalah past event and would therefore be accounted for a provision. So the success of the counterclaim of 50,000 yang ni, okay, is also probable. Dan memang cakap probably be successful. So I would therefore need to be disclosed as a contingent asset reimbursement. Kena bayar lah. Okay. So only if it were considered virtually certain, ini would be the counterclaim be recognized as an asset. So subcontractor tu dapat duit lah. Sebabkan ini dia ada dua ya. Satu pedestrian tu yang company tu kena bayar pedestrian. Satu lagi company tu kena bayar saman subcontractor. Untuk saman subcontractor tu yang kena bayar kontraktor A. Kontraktor A tu dia is the main contractor. Sebab dia yang buat. Jadi yang ni kontraktor, the main contractor yang kena bayar pejalan kaki tu lah, pedestrian tu. So altogether is 5 months. This is under IAS 37. Okay? Okay class?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so yang ni adalah IAS 10, the International Accounting Standard Board. In its standard IAS 10, events after the reporting period date outlines those material events which occurs between published. Should the following events be treated as adjusting or non-adjusting items? In the 15th, and the accounts were approved on the 18th of August 2015. So in your answer, you should outline the justification of your decision. Number 1, sale of year-end inventory on the 2nd July 2015 at less than cost. So ini adjusting or non-adjusting? Kita tengok tarikh dia dulu. Dia 18th of August 2015. The company ni, dia year-end dia 30th June, and then ada accounts yang baru nak approve. Dia approve account on the 18th of August. Dia jual on the 2nd July 2015. So, dia jadi apa ni?
Non-adjusting.
Non-adjusting, are you sure? Tengok tarikh, 30th June, dia tutup account. Dia approve account 18 August. Dia jual inventory 2nd July. So,
Adjusting.
it is adjusting. Apa justification dia? You kena provide justification. Okay, sebab dia kata in your answer you should outline the justification. Kenapa? Kenapa dia adalah adjusting? Why do you have to adjust?
Because maybe the inventory will be overvalued.
Very good, very good. The closing inventory, the effect is there on the closing inventory. Kalau you tak buat adjustment, closing inventory must be overvalued. Okay? Sebab closing inventory kena value at the lower of cost or net realizable value. Okay? So the post year end sale yang ni lah, the sale ni, the evidence of the NRV sebab dia jual less than cost. So therefore closing inventory kena adjusted lah. Okay? Sebab yang macam yang Allah kena bagi tahu tadi. Okay, the issue of new ordinary shares on the 4th of July 2013. So this one is the issue of shares.
Non-adjusting.
Okay, why is it non-adjusting?
Because it's for the next financial.
Yes, what it is for the next financial accounting year. Okay, but dia announce for the new issuance too in the next accounting period. Okay, then fire in warehouse. So the fire in warehouse, the fire in the warehouse occurred on the 8th of July 2015. All the stock was destroyed. So 8th of July. Kejadian itu berlaku pada 8th of July. So,
Non-adjusting event.
it is non-adjusting event. Why? Why, class? Why is it non-adjusting event?
Because it is a destruction after reporting date.
Because the event happens after the reporting date. Okay? And then number 4, a major credit customer was declared bankrupt on the 10th of July 2015. So,
Adjusting event.
why is it adjusting?
Because the bad debt may be increased.
Because kalau dia tak adjust, okay, kita akan consider dia sebagai data lagi, where supposedly it should be bad debts. Macam yang kawan ni cakap tadi. This is adjusting event. Number 5, all the share capital of a competitor, Dora Limited, was acquired on the 21st of July 2015. So, dia baru nak acquire Dora Limited. So,
Non-adjusting.
non-adjusting because it happens after the financial accounting year end. On the 1st of August 2015, 500,000 was received in respect of an insurance claim dated 13 February 2015. So,
Adjusting.
adjusting. Why kita minta claim and then on the 1st of August, maksudnya masih lagi dalam tarikh before the account being approved. So that's why dia jadi adjusting. Okay? Is that okay, class?
Okay, madam.
Okay. So we have another 1 hour to go. Okay, I want you to watch Comex video on IFRS 16, and then I want also you to revise on the question on the same Grace Me a Company on the tutorial question. Remember? Okay. And don't forget to also prepare this question. Ni sebab I tak prepare the question ni. I tak prepare the answer for IAS today. And also this one. This one also tangible lah and so on. Okay. But before your exam, you can always answer question. Ask me any question. So bolehlah tengok video comeback tu for 1 hour here. But remember, I just want to inform you yang comeback buat tu sebab dia tak bagi the NPV, the present value punya discount percentage. Kalau dalam exam dia bagi percentage discount, tu you do not have to use yang 1 over whatever yang Comet buat. Okay? Okay, class?
Okay, madam.
So you can
Madam.
watch Comet's video. So have you prepared, have you signed up for the attendance class?
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. I have narrowed down the topic. So as for our conclusion, you can see that the topic will be IAS 10, IAS 37, 38, IAS 40, IAS 16. Okay, I summarize it for you. And then you have IAS 1, presentation, IAS 7, cash flow statement, then you have ratio, and then you also have IAS 38 yang ni tadi. Okay? Okay, class? Okay.
Okay, madam.
So anything that you want to ask me? And also don't forget about the accounting conceptual framework. Anything you want to ask me? Anything, class?